Okay, so this is the peer review for the first draft of the capstone. The first question is opening. Is the personal narrative creative and engaging? How does it provide a door to open the topic? Okay, the opening for this paper is really creative and makes me think about my nights also. You do a really good job talking about how you even though you go upstairs to read and be alone, you have your phone the whole time and it distracts you and you can't truly have some solitude. And it made me realize how I am never truly alone if I have my phone with me. And it opens the door for your topic, which is technology and solitude. Two, thesis. Is there a solid thesis statement? What is the thesis statement? Does the rest of the paper support this? Okay, I believe the thesis statement is ultimately being constantly connected through technology such as phones has made it difficult to find true solitude, and people being absorbed within their phones and or other technological devices is creating a barrier to social interaction. And I believe that the rest of your essay supports this thesis really well, and you do a good job with that. Three, context. How well did the author put the topic into context? How does it make sense? Do you feel as though you understand where the paper fits into the overall conversation? You do a really good job putting this paper into context. You explain how technology has affected people, the way people interact together, and the way people constantly are getting notifications or news from social media websites, and it influences how people spend their time alone. People always want to feel connected, and technology makes it so that you really are never alone. I feel like I understand where this paper fits into our technological world we live in, and you do a good job with that. Four, reasons. What are at least three solid reasons to back up the thesis statement? Name them. Do they do the job? Give the author one reason to support another reason to support the thesis. Okay, three solid reasons to back up the thesis statement are, well, the first one was the use of cell phones and computers render the user relentlessly connected, and in today's society, almost everyone uses devices all the time in a variety of tasks. I believe that this is a really good supporting thing for you because it shows that how we're always connected regardless of what we're actually doing or if we're trying to be alone or not. Um, the next one is spending time alone, even for just a few moments, uninterrupted by technology, could be a welcome break in today's fast-paced world where all the information and context is at one's fingertips. This is really good too because it shows how us actually having solitude is a nice break for us, especially in our technological world there that we live in. You need to have your alone time too, but it's almost impossible because everything you need is in one's fingertips in your cell phone or other technological device, which makes it really hard to actually be alone. The third one was people use these tools of communication every day, and as they become more prominent, there has been a decline in those who communicate effectively in their lives outside of the screen. This is good, showing that our technology is ruining our interaction skills, and we don't really truly know how to communicate without technology because we use the technology to make sure we can monitor what we're going to say, and it just helps us in that kind of communication so we don't know how to in face to face as well. And then 5, the objection. Now, or how is the naysayer explained? Could they do anything else? Give the author one more objection to the argument that you could come up with yourself. The author introduces the naysayer by introducing an article which talks about the importance of widespread technology and social media. And this article believes that technology is positive because it can spread information and news so quickly around the world. But you do a good job objecting to the naysayers' ideas. I believe another good objection is due to this constant connection of media and news, people actually become addicted to cell phones or technology, which can take over your life and prevent the alone time they can actually get because you constantly want to have your cell phone or technological device with you at all times, and and you constantly want to get more of a connection, so you'll never truly have solitude. 6. Responses. How has the author responded to the naysayer? After reading the response, do you feel better about the thesis or the naysayer? The author responds to the naysayer by talking about both the good and the bad sides of what the article is saying. And she knows that technology is a good thing, but it controls too much of our life as well. You do a really good job talking about how you can never really be alone with technology with you. However, I believe that your thesis is better than the naysayer because technology is honestly taking over our world too much. 7. Future. What is the future of this topic? Can you think of anything else that the author may be missing? The author does a good job addressing the future of the topic. It would be a good thing to do a study to make people take a break from cell phones and live their life without it. And we could see how people's lives are different and easier when we aren't using cell phones than when we are. And it'd just be a really good study to show your thesis. Conclusion. How does the author refer back to the personal narrative opening? Does it bring the essay in a full circle? Give the author suggestions how to improve the closing. I believe that your conclusion was really good and wraps the paper up nicely. I believe you could refer back to your personal narrative opening a little bit more and maybe talk about how you would go up to your room and always get sidetracked and distracted by your cell phone at night, even though you're trying to read or just be alone. You always want to be on social media or talking to somebody. And and then overall, though, I believe it was a really good closing of the paper. And I like how you had your thesis first so you could relate it to what you're saying later. But overall, it was a really good paper and good job.